hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. They linking up together to make the world better. They wanna know who clever. This chestnut checkers. This chestnut checkers. They linking up together to make the world better. They wanna know who clever. This chestnut checkers. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. They applying real pressure, cause this a new endeavor. They wanna know who clever. This chestnut checkers. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. This that 2020 vision. They pulling off their mission. By 2025, they want the population missing. They switching up the language. They working us at angles. A suit and a smile. They rob us like a gangster. They laughing cause we dumb. They jab us in our arm. Like an addict, they are numb. They addicted to our harm. We falling for the charm. They ringing false alarms. They read us like a palm. And use us like a pawn. They think they done won. But really they are dumb. Cause when Christ comes, they shoot nuke bombs. They many steps ahead. We going where we led. We eating what we fed. We spiritually dead. They linking up together to make the world better. They wanna know who clever. This chestnut checkers. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. They applying real pressure, cause this a new endeavor. They wanna know who clever. This chestnut checkers. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, especially Zoom. Welcome to another Bible study. How is everybody doing today? I hope y'all doing great. New series to keep being encouraged that we're going to start today. And if you saw the thumbnail already, is The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Right? So y'all know a little bit about that story, right? What's the story of The Boy Who Cried Wolf, Zoom? Real quick. What's that about? Who knows?
He kept talking about a wolf was coming, and then he had the people come see. And then finally, he was. They got tired of him playing, and then the day that it actually came, guess what? Did nobody believe him?
Yep. And what happened when he came?
That boy got ate. He was lunch meat.
Right. Just in that title alone, y'all, real quick, what does that sound like for us? What does that sound like? The Boy Who Cried Wolf. What does that sound like? Knowing what we know.
Jesus been coming back for a minute and he ain't came.
Yeah, even Jesus coming back, but also it's some other things that's connected, because there's some dangers that are coming down the pipeline that's lurking in the mist right now. We lie too much. And that's the thing, though, is that when we do these things, when we talk a lot about things that don't have a date on it, right? If you don't put a date on something, it starts to become okay, good, cool. Let me get back to life, right? I want to read something in Jeremiah real quick. Let's go to Jeremiah 27. I want to start there, and I want us to see something here, because I think it's a really good place to start. In Jeremiah 27. And somebody read just verse 1 through 3. Somebody read 1 through 3. Jeremiah 27, 1 through 3, real quick. Who got it? Anybody? Nobody?
I got it.
Nobody got their Bible?
Early in the reign of Zedekiah, son of Josiah, king of Judah, this word came to Jeremiah from the Lord. This is what the Lord said to me. Make a yoke out of straps and crossbars and put it on your neck. Then send word to the king of Edom, Moab, Ammon, Tyre, and Sidon through the envoys who have come to Jerusalem to Zedekiah, king of Judah.
All right, so God tells Jeremiah, hey, look, I want you to do something crazy. Put a yoke on out of straps on your neck and crossbars and put it on your neck. And I have a word that's going to come. So this word that's about to come, I want us to make really, really hone in on it. It's future, right? It's going to be a future word of what God is going to do. This is one of the reason I wanted to start there, and we're going to go through this chapter real quick. But the reason I want to start there is that's what God usually does to us when we have our experiences with him and he gives us our mission. God usually gives us things to say for the what? That's coming where?
The future.
In the future, right? This can drive a sane person crazy. Is that right? Is that right? Y'all understand what I'm saying? God telling, hey, yo, I want you to do this crazy thing right now, and I want you to put straps on and crossbars and put it on your neck and all these kind of things, right? And then I want you to send word to the kings. All right. Think about what I'm about to ask real quick. A true king would look at this how? With this dude with straps and crossbars on his neck. How would a true king look at this? Come on, y'all. It's simple. Let's just talk. How would a true king look at this?
Not normal. A Jekyll.
Like somebody who's possessed.
Yeah.
Like a weirdo. Are y'all crazy, right? Weirdo. He's a weirdo, like, right? But actually, the Lord is using this guy to say something to the kings of the land. So an actual king in all his pride and pomp, right? He's going to look at this like, look at this weird dude, right? Is Jeremiah crazy? That's a question I have.
No.
How do we know that? How do we know he's not crazy?
Because he's listening to the Lord, what the Lord's telling him to do.
If you saw somebody out out in your yard with a crossbar and straps on their arms and stuff like that, screaming something to you, would you think they're crazy? Let's be real.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
but Jeremiah is not crazy.
No, because we're reading it.
No.
We know what's up.
Y'all gotta hear where I'm really going with this, right? If you saw somebody with a crossbar and straps out in your yard saying the Lord is setting fire and it's coming and it's gonna happen, and he's saying all kind of stuff, right? Would you believe him? Huh?
I'll be kind of curious.
You'll be curious. Okay, that's a lot of people, right? We'll be curious, right? But how long will that curiosity last?
Not wrong.
Y'all gotta hear where I'm really going with all what I'm trying to say right now. So I'm gonna go back. Do anybody remember Jeremiah's background? Who know what his background was? Real quick, what was Jeremiah's background? Anybody remember?
He was like the son of.
Huh?
Go ahead, sis.
Wasn't he the son of like some type of priest?
You're right. Hilkiah. Hilkiah was his dad. He was a son of a priest. So he grew up how?
In the temple.
Normal for the land. Are y'all paying attention? He grew up in a normal household for the land. His dad was a priest, and from the territory of Benjamin and all this kind of stuff. So this is very important for the son of a priest to be out here like this. Are y'all getting it now? So I'm gonna go back real quick. The boy who cried wolf. Everybody has read that story, right? In their when you was young, everybody has heard or either read the story. Is that correct? Yay, nay.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
was the little boy from that was crying wolf?
He's from the town.
He was from the same town that what?
That he grew up in.
Right.
He was from the same town that the wolf was, that he was that he was crying wolf in. He was from That same town.
Ah, everybody pay attention to this because we're really going to go somewhere in a minute. So if you're thinking about what I'm saying and how we are putting this all together, the little boy in the story was from the town he was warning, right? That the wolf was coming. Is that correct? Yay, nay. This is yes.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
So he's from the town that he was warning, just like Jeremiah is from the same town that he's warning. Are y'all paying attention? Just like Noah, just like Moses, just like Gideon, just like y'all flow where I'm going. But there is something about the story that relates to us in a way where if we don't become crazy, yay, crazy, right? To who do we need to be crazy to?
The world.
The
The people
world.
that know us, our community.
Yeah, there it is right there. Say it again, Raven.
Our community, our neighborhood, the people that know us, our family.
He's lost his mind. He's off his rocker. That's Joseph's boy. He's out here talking lunacy. Who y'all hear me so far? We're gonna read more. I just want to make sure y'all understanding the requirements of being a born again believer with a message that is not popular. I'm going to keep reading Jeremiah 27. I'm going to go verse 4. This is the message. So he got crossbars and straps, right? He out here with crossbars and straps, looking crazy, right? Give them a message for their masters and say. So he's sending a message through the envoys that's coming through Jerusalem, right? And he said, this is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, said. Tell this to your masters. With my great power and outstretched arm, I made the earth and its people and the animals that are on it. I give it to anyone I please. Watch what he about to say. What's the next sentence real quick? What'd he say? What did God tell him he was going to do?
Now I will give all your countries into the hands of my servant Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. I will make even the wild animals subject to him.
Oh, so Nebuchadnezzar is God's servant of Babylon, and he's the king of Babylon. Let's talk about our day real quick, because we always like to, make this line up with the word, right? There is a beast that's coming upon the earth, right? What is the mystery? What is the name of that mysterious beast?
Mystery Babylon.
Babylon, right? Who is leading the beast? Satan, right? Lucifer. Satan is leading the beast that's coming, right? This is in the future, so we sound crazy right now, right? Satan is going to physically appear as the Antichrist leading this beast. Now watch where I'm going with this. Who is sending the Antichrist?
The Holy Father.
God.
So God is sending the Antichrist. So the Antichrist is God's what? What he just called Nebuchadnezzar? Servant. Everybody just heard what I just said. The devil is God's what?
Oh,
Servant.
Ugh.
Everybody?
Kind of nasty.
Yeah, it's like that.
Because we always talking about we want to serve. But God used Satan to serve.
The servant that got away.
A good one. All right. So the devil is God's servant. Watch what I'm about to ask. Why is God using the devil?
To make us make a decision.
All right, to make us make a decision, but let's go deeper with it, everybody, real quick. Because it's going to tie into the Jeremiah 27 we're on. Why is God using the devil? Yes, to make us make a decision, but what else is the reason? To show us something. Huh?
God's will.
Yeah. Let's go a little deep.
Show us his heart and his character.
Right. To
and
show.
Also, and show us how show us how the kingdom operates in terms of how it's structurally set up with the
Right.
ability, free will, the ability to make the decision. You know what I'm saying? So he's using him. He's using him, like, I kind of agree with what Raven said, but he's using him, putting him in a position for us to make a decision.
Right. God, right. I watch this. God want everybody to see how thin of a line it is that we can cross over into becoming what?
The enemy.
A devil. Right? How thin is that line? Anybody know how thin that line is?
Thinner than a line between love and
Very
hate.
thin free will.
Right. It's so thin that any hatred in your heart makes you him. Any anger that you operate in makes you more like him. Anything you operate in, even though you can, I ain't even gonna say majority, even though you can say you serve God, any thin line can make you easily like be over here as the devil, as the enemy, that thin line. So God is trying to show us what a self-centered predator looks like. When you're in his presence. That's right. Even when you're in his presence. Watch where I'm gonna go with this. That word sounds crazy, right? A self-centered predator. That don't sound like something we can be. Is that right? Just on the surface.
Doesn't sound like it, but we can.
I know. Watch, but we're gonna go somewhere with what I'm saying, right? Let me show you how simple it is to become a self-centered predator. If you make anything about you, do you know that you are a self-centered predator? Let's talk about how real quick. Remember, we're going back into Jeremiah 27 in a second. How does making anything in this life, especially when knowing God, how does that make you a self-centered predator? Anybody know?
Putting your feelings and emotions first.
Okay, but how a predator preys on others. So think about what I'm saying.
Leading away from God, leading them to yourself rather than to God.
That's right.
You can also have people around you have to spread that same mindset, and that mindset spread, and then you have a self-centered person that befriends a self-centered person. Next thing you know, you got a self-centered family, a self-centered community, self-centered nation, and a self-centered, so on and so forth.
Right. So everybody understand the slippery slope generation after generation, right? This generation is wicked. The next one is going to be what? More wicked. And the next one is going to be what?
Even more wicked.
Even more wicked, right? So if your parent raised a self-centered predator without you knowing, right? Meaning they taught you slogans and memes and things of that nature, right? Like, what could be something a parent teaches a child that's about them? What's one of those things?
Can I use an example? Like, when we were kids, you had a birthday.
A birthday.
And the next generation, you had a birthday weekend. Now you got a birthday week, and you got your birthday month, and now you got this thing that you start to allocate way more time than you would for the father. You know what I'm saying? So now you know what I mean? And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And, I mean, that's just one example. We've made these events that was just a milestone, you know what I'm saying, in your journey, all about you, instead of thanking the Father for seeing another day, another year, so on and so forth.
Right. 100%. Even holidays and Christmases and all these kind of things. We can be producing, or even saying, I want to give you a better life than I had. That means I'm want to spoil you. I don't want to give you nothing too hard to do. And then you make a self-centered predator that a child can eat off their parent. Is that correct? And almost force a parent's hand. So God is using the devil to try to get us to understand, in just a little twist of the knob, you can become just like him. Even though he lived in my presence and was perfect and did a lot of things for me, it's very easy to twist that knob and go into being a self-centered predator. How do you know if you're one? If deep down in your heart, you get upset because things don't go your way. If deep in your heart, you might not try to show it, you're a self-centered predator. Is that making sense? I'm trying to keep it simple.
Yep.
Right. So the Lord is using the enemy for his will, even though he knows he's a self-centered predator. The only people that can survive self-centered predators are selfless people. If you watch this, because selfless people focus on a bigger picture. What's the bigger picture for a selfless person? What? Simple.
Do you have used to others?
That's right. Serve the Lord, serve others. Whatever. So it's very easy to get out of the realm of self-centered behavior by being selfless. Where you got to be selfless, though, where does it start?
I would say in your home.
In your heart.
That's
In your
right.
own heart.
They're right there in your heart, in your mind. You got to have a made-up mind, and you have to direct and lead your heart. That's why the Bible says the heart is deceitfully wicked. It says guard your heart. You have to direct and lead and guard your heart with a made-up mind. All right. I'm saying all that because I want us to understand when Jeremiah is coming, we're going back to Jeremiah 20. When he's coming with this message, he's coming to self-centered predators. And we're about to see that. With a message that another self-centered predator is coming to take over their countries. Oh boy, I hope y'all can see the mixture that's being brewed up here. He's telling kings that one king is going to come and he's going to give them all the countries. Is that what God is going to do with the devil? Is he going to come and allow the Antichrist to take over the whole world? And guess who's going to join him? Self-centered predators. Oh, I keep going. I'm going to keep going on this one. All right, Holy Spirit, I got you. The reason why is because a self-centered predator will do anything for survival. That's
Survival.
right. Say it again. Anything for survival. A selfless person will have to put. It's like the parent who fixes the meal for the children, and they like don't even eat and go to bed on water. Y'all know what I mean? Like when I say that, like parents do that kind of stuff. Children don't know this, but parents do those kind of things. That's the heart and mindset. So as we're going to go into this series with the boy who cried wolf, this is going to matter what we talking about, the self-centered predators and the selfless people. And this is one thing I want y'all to take a note on. The need of the system, I was talking to my wife about this the other day, is the mark of the beast. The need of the system is, we know it's a physical tattoo, but it is the mark of the need of the system becomes the mark of the beast. Everybody, I want that to settle in. I'm going to say that a few times as we're going through this. The need of the system is the mark of the beast. The need of the system is the mark of the beast. The need of the system. All right, let's go back to Jeremiah 27 with little crazy Jeremiah with this message. I like that, Kimberly. I just saw it. Telling your kids mind a business rather than stand for righteousness. Come on now. True talk. All right. Verse 6. Now I will give you, Jeremiah 27:6. Now I will give all your countries into the hands of my servant Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. I will make even the wild animals subject to him. All nations will serve him, and his son and his grandson until what? Here's the important part.
Till the time of his land comes, and then many nations and great kings will subjugate him.
I'm going to use him for a certain what? That's right. I'm going to use him for a certain time period because I have a bigger purpose. Is that what God is going to do with the enemy?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So during the Great Tribulation, God is going to use him for a time period. What's that time period, y'all? Real quick. Everybody can know.
1,435 days.
1,335 days, according to Daniel 12, 11 through 13. So God is going to use the Antichrist for 1,335 days. If you don't know that, how easy is it for you to start out selfless and to veer over into self-centered?
Easy.
Because you won't, especially like you described it a second ago. I'm sorry, Stephen. When you have categorized it in your mind as survival. You see what I'm saying? So you're not going to look at these things, like I know you've discussed this in previous Bible studies, that things that we don't view as wickedness as we should, because the way that we categorize it here on earth. You see what I'm saying? Like the way kingdom views things, totally wrong. Like one example, our love for our family and the word tells us that ain't how the kingdom operates, that they not own what the Father owns. So like these type of things that we've categorized in our mind, this is the reason why we don't look at it like this. So I'm loving the way you're breaking it down, because it's that's what, like you just said, the reliance on the system is the mark of the beast. No one's going to view it like that, because they're going to be looking at it from the standpoint of survival. Right. God doesn't want me to starve. God doesn't want my children to starve. Logic and reason starts to take over his word. And you don't want that. You don't want to be in that realm. And let's keep going real quick, because it's more to it. So God is going to allow, he said, your son and your grandson. He didn't say your great-grandson and your great-great-grandson, because how long was the Israelites supposed to be in Babylonian captivity? Who remember how many years it was?
Was it 40? 400?
Yeah, I thought it was 42.
Yo. Thank you, Jay's Rich and Lulu. TikTok killing it. I'm gonna make us read it now. That's what I'm gonna do. We gotta go read it now. I think it's Daniel 9 or Daniel 9. Yeah, Daniel 9. Just because we don't went over this, man, we don't went over it so much. All right, yeah, Daniel 9. Somebody read verses 1 and 2. We gotta read it from the word. I can't believe we didn't remember that.
In the first year of Darius, son of Xerxes, a Mede by descent, who was made ruler over the
To serve Nebuchadnezzar. Let's keep it simple, because he asking us the same thing.
Like not fight against
yes.
what's happening.
Say it again, sis, right there. Not what?
Yeah, not fighting against them.
To not fight against them. To not fight against. What did JT, since you're still there real quick, what was one of the tests that came to see if you would serve Nebuchadnezzar or stand for righteousness? What was one of the tests? Huh?
The golden statue and bowing.
The golden statue and bowing to it. What was another one for Daniel?
Like eating the king's food.
Eating king's food, right? Yep. What would be another one? What else happened to Daniel?
He couldn't pray, right?
Not praying, getting thrown into the lion's den. Did that mean that Daniel and them did not serve him, or they didn't what?
They didn't.
They didn't worship. That's right. Because Daniel actually became a political man in Babylon's kingdom. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are y'all seeing what God wanted for his people when he says serve them? Does that mean they go worship their gods?
No, sir.
Do everybody understand what I'm actually hinting to and saying right now? Because there's people that's going to be trying to fight for survival or fight.
You saying you can serve but not conform.
That's right. Because he said, if anyone goes into captivity, that's where you're going.
Let them go.
If you are to be burned in a fire, killed by the sword you will be. Right?
Unalive. Yeah.
That's right. So as we're journeying this, we got to understand what all this comes with, because serving in these particular scriptures doesn't mean you need to bow down to statues, bow down to false gods. You have to be inside of God's will. So if God say, yo, I'm providing fruits and vegetables for 1,335 days, are you okay with that? Who's okay if God provides them with fruits and vegetables only for 1,335 days? Who's truly okay with it?
I am.
All right. Right?
I'm not.
I'm not, right? See, you see how simple I'm trying to make it? Who's okay if God say, yo, I need you to they don't want you praying, but I need you to keep praying as if you pray every single day? Who's okay doing that? And whether it leads them into a lion's pit or not.
Who's shining?
All right. I ain't know I was glitching. Am I glitching to everybody on TikTok? Let me know. All right. So
yes, sir.
all right, I just took it off, so it's fine. I just took the so let's go back to Jeremiah 27. All right. Am I good now? I ain't glitching no more. Am I good? Just let me know real quick and I'll go.
So far you do.
All right, cool. Thank you, brother. All right, we're gonna go back to Jeremiah 27. Cause guess this is what I'm doing. Jeremiah is crying wolf. Doesn't that sound like he crying wolf, y'all? He talking about some future junk. That's crying wolf. No one believes this. No one believes this. Let's keep reading. If, however, wait, my bad. All nations will serve him and his grandson. Him and his son and his grandson until the time for his land comes. Then many nations and great kings will subjugate Babylon. If, however, any nation or kingdom will not serve Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, or bow its neck under his yoke, I will punish that nation with the sword, famine, and plague, declares the Lord. So we know what that means. That's his four dreadful judgment. Even the wild beast is going to be mentioned here, where it was mentioned up there in verse 6. Until I destroy by his hand. So do not listen to who? Don't listen to who?
Your false prophets.
He ain't say false.
I know, but your prophets. My apologies.
No, you good. So don't listen to your prophets, your diviners, your interpreters of dreams, your mediums, your sorcerers who tell you you will not serve the king of Babylon. Do you think that's going to be a thing that's being said when God's wrath pour out? Of course. They prophesy lies to you that you will only serve to remove you. They prophesy lies to you that will only serve to remove you far from your lands. I will banish you and you will perish. But if any nation will bow its neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon and serve him, I will let that nation remain in its own land to till it and to live there, declares the Lord. So what does this mean real quick? Let's get the setting. A lot of times when kings will come through, especially if God gave mercy on it, they will allow you, they will subjugate you to their ways. I'm going to show y'all what this means. Anybody know what that means when I just said it off rip? They'll let you live in the land, but you'll be subject to them. Anybody know what that means real quick?
I guess I'll take a stab at it. You're able to still live there and stuff, but he basically saying our protection and we're under king such and such.
That's right. Now we're under King Nebuchadnezzar. We pay him tax. We pay him homage. We will not rise up and try to make war against Nebuchadnezzar because we are subject to him, and he allows us to live in peace in our land. Y'all got that? So that's what God was actually saying. Why am I showing this? I want us to get a real good glimpse of what it may look like when God's wrath starts to pour out. When it starts to pour out on our land, his wrath is mixed with mercy in the trumpets. 1/3 is burnt up. 1/3 of is turned to blood. 1/3 of ships destroyed. So God is having a lot of mercy as he's doing things. What God don't want for his people is a revolt. Y'all ever heard people talking about the revolution would not be televised or a revolution is coming soon? Anybody ever heard these comments?
Yes, sir.
Do y'all know what those people are actually saying when they say that? Anybody? Y'all know what that means?
When they go against the world, I guess, or go against the government.
Right. It's like an overthrow. Right. A revolution is like an overthrow so we can have a new system or a new government come into place. That's what a revolution is. So people are waiting for a day for things to happen so a revolution can happen. And that is being preached out here a lot or taught. A revolution is coming. Are y'all paying attention? You may even have people in your family and around you that are thinking about being a part of a revolution. Y'all hear clearly what I'm really saying? I'm trying to get us to understand so we're not easily pulled into things. All right, let's keep reading. Verse 14.
10.
Where I'm at, 10, you said? You right, bro. I'm tripping. They prophesy lies to you that will only serve to remove you far from your lands. I will banish you and you will perish. But if any nation will bow its neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon and serve him, I will let that nation remain in its own land to till it and live there, and declares the Lord. Verse 12. I gave the same message to Zedekiah, king of Judah. I told Zedekiah, what did Jeremiah tell Zedekiah?
Bow your neck. Oh, bow your neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon. Serve him and his people, and you will live.
Stop right there. Do anybody remember what Zedekiah did? Who remembers? Come on, y'all. This the only manual that God want us to read.
Didn't he ignore him and like send Jeremiah away and send him into like dungeon or whatever?
Yeah, he did things like that, yeah. But when Jeremiah told him to serve Babylon and things like that, what did he actually do? Who remembers?
He had to go to war.
He what?
Didn't he actually go to the battlefield?
He
Had
like
to go to war.
right? He sent people to
I'm gonna talk to you in a second.
he beat him up or something like that, right? Or sent people to do it. Like, didn't he get real offended? I don't remember.
All right, I'm gonna go somewhere. Y'all don't remember when God was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna poke your eyes out, but before I poke your eyes out, I'm gonna have Nebuchadnezzar slaughter your children." Y'all don't remember these things? Y'all don't remember none of that, huh? Go to Jeremiah 29 real quick. I'm gonna show y'all what it says. Real quick. Somebody read 20 through 21.
The ruthless will vanish, The mockers will disappear.
Jeremiah
All
29,
the
20,
past-
29.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, 29, 20.
Yes. Okay, my apologies. Therefore, hear the word of the Lord, all you exiles, whom I have sent away from Jerusalem to Babylon. This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says about Ahab, son of Cloha, I'm sorry, and Zedekiah, son of Manasseh, who are prophesying lies to you in my name. I will deliver them into the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and he will put them to death before your very eyes.
All right. So watch it. Now go to Jeremiah 52. So this is what Jeremiah was trying to tell them. Now watch this in Jeremiah 52 real quick. I got you, True Seek. I'm going to answer that in 1 second. Read 1 through 3 real quick, bro. 1 through 3 real quick. You got it.
Zedekiah was 21 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 11 years. His mother name was Amitah, daughter of Jeremiah. She was from Lebanon. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, just as I know we said this before, has done. It was because of the Lord's anger that all this had happened to Jerusalem and to Judah. And in the end, he thrust them from his presence. Now Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon.
So Zedekiah rebelled against Babylon, right? When God said, yo, bow your neck and serve him, and I'll let you live. Y'all got that? He rebelled. Now watch what happens. We're going to go down to verse number it'll show in the 9th year of Zedekiah's reign, on the 10th day of the 10th month, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, marched against Jerusalem with his whole army, encamped outside the city, and built siege works all around it. So what is that doing for them? When you encamp and set up a siege, what are you doing? What is that? Y'all know about
Setting up to overthrow, correct?
Yeah, but what does that do when you set up encamp and set up? What happens? Nothing can what?
Nothing can come in or go out.
Nothing comes in, nothing going out. So what is he doing? It's going to tell you in verse 6. He's trying to starve them, right? So in verse 6, it says, by the 9th day of the 4th month, the famine in the city had become so severe that there was no food for the people to eat. Then the city wall was broken through and the whole army fled. They left the city at night through the gate between the two walls near the king's garden. Though the Babylonians were surrounding the city, they fled toward Arabah, but the Babylonian army pursued King Zedekiah and overtook him in the plains of Jericho. All his soldiers were separated from him and scattered, and he was captured. The boy who cried wolf, everything is now what? If he would have bowed and served, right, the king, he would have lived, correct? That was God's word. But since he rebelled, his whole city went through famine, and when the walls were broken down, his soldiers fled. Now watch what happens, because we're talking about the boy who cried wolf. But now all the things are coming to pass. He was taken to the king of Babylon at Riblah in the land of Hamath. This is verse number 9, Jeremiah 52:9, where he pronounced sentence on him. There at Riblah, the king of Babylon killed the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes. He also took out all the officials of Judah. Watch this. This was a prophecy. Then he put out what?
Zedekiah's eyes.
He put out his eyes. That's right. Bound him with bronze shackles and took him to Babylon, where he put him in prison till the day of his death. So what Jeremiah was saying probably 2 years, 3 years before all this happened was nothing. Until when?
Until
suddenly Nebuchadnezzar shows up on his front door. And there's a famine. He starves them out. It's very important to know, can we hear the boy that's crying wolf right now? Can you hear him? Is he trying to give you instructions, whoever that boy who crying wolf, is he trying to give you instructions that the Lord wants you to live by before it transpires? Can we hear? Or are we tiptoeing? Zedekiah was in a land of religion. The land of religion. Jerusalem, Judah, the land of religion. Yeah, we got that. We understand what I'm saying now. They were all had a form of godliness. But could they hear the man of God when he was coming to try to tell them what to do for what was coming? We'll go back. Now go back to Jeremiah 27. We're going to go reread 12 now. Now it's starting to make sense, I hope. God is trying to tell his religious people, all of us, right, what he's about to do and how we should function. Now, if we don't take heed, we become the Zedekiahs. And it will be a horrible way to go out, to see your loved ones slaughtered before your eyes and you thrown into a prison with your eyes out. The last thing you see was someone slaughter your. Ain't that gruesome? Y'all ain't thought about that, huh? Ain't that a gruesome thing?
That's the last thing you see. The last thing you're gonna remember is your kids getting knocked off.
Yeah.
The last thing you see. Think about the torment that probably put him in.
Drive you mad. Yeah.
Drive you mad. And he was a young man. Zedekiah wasn't old when this happened.
21, bro.
Well, when he became king, when he was 21.
Well, I mean, still about, it's still young, with 20, 30.
No, he was like 40. He was in his 40s.
31?
Yep.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, though, think about what God is trying to say beforehand, and when they show up at your front door. All you got is what you have in the refrigerator. How long is that going to last? You barricade yourself inside, and all you got is what you have in your refrigerator until you what? Surrender. Am I making sense? Or am I reading the Bible trying to study it with us? And is this making, like, all you got is what's in your refrigerator? You didn't take heed to become self-sufficient, grow your own stuff, figure things out. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to hunt a fish. You don't know how to catch a fish or hunt a deer. Right? So you are at the mercy. Has anybody ever starved or know what it feel like to starve? How long have you starved yourself? What's the longest you ever starved yourself?
4 days.
4 days. 3. Anybody else went longer? Anybody went longer than 4 days of starvation?
days.
6. All right. 6 days of starvation. Anybody? Oh, my boy did a week. So let's talk about that for 1 second. Let's just use starvation for a second, because it's obvious that was the thing that Zedekiah and them was suffering from, was of starvation, right? Famine. And it caused them to do what?
Flee.
Caused them to flee. So if you've never starved yourself or went long periods without food, how quickly do you think you'll give in? I'm not calling nobody out. Y'all see how this thing gonna work out now, right? How many people genuinely believe they trust God for their next meal? Good question. Think about how many people genuinely trust God for their next meal, or do you already got your next meal planned? You work, you have a job, you know how you gonna eat, you know what I'm saying? Like you got it. My job in the kingdom is to share the good news. But this sounds very bad, right? My job is to share the good news. And my job is not to convince anyone of what they must do. That's not the job God gave me, right? It is to show his character, is to share what he's all about, how he do things, why he do things, even for people that call themselves his people. And that's what we're looking at here. These are people that God is putting in a position that call themselves his people. But we don't know sometimes that we're built to just endure for 4 days. If y'all understand what I'm really saying right now. Sometimes we only built to go for 2 days. And then we're like, yo, give me the mark. Yeah, man, give me that. Yeah, man, I got to eat. All right, I'm going to go back to Jeremiah 27:12, and then we're going to bring it all together. We'll finish the chapter out. I gave the same, Jeremiah 27:12. I gave the same message to Zedekiah, king of Judah. I said, bow your neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon. Serve him and his people, and you will live. Look what he said. The boy cried wolf. Why will you and your people die from what? Sword, famine, and plague. Is that the three things that was going on from the famine came, the boys got slaughtered, and there had to be some plagues going on with them people falling asleep in the courtyard doing the encampment. Y'all see that? He prophesied. The boy who cried wolf was saying all this, but they're like, sword, famine, plague. What? I ain't never seen a sword or a famine or a plague with which the Lord has threatened any nation that would not serve the king of Babylon. 14, do not listen to the words of the prophets who say to you, you will not serve the king of Babylon, for they are prophesying lies to you. I have not sent them, declares the Lord. They are prophesying lies in my name. Therefore, I will banish you, and you will perish, both you and the prophets who prophesy to you, because of what you believe. So do what you believe matter in these times?
Yes.
Now watch out this question I'm about to ask. Do what you believe have any impact on what God is going to do?
No.
Because he's gonna do it regardless.
That's right, bro. He's going to do it regardless. It has no impact on God. Whatever you believe right now, you could believe like, yo, my relationship with God is strong. I'll be able to go through anything. I got the Holy Spirit. You can believe all that right now, right? But that has zero impact on when it really happens, how you respond. And I'm going to share something personal at the very end of the Bible study that happened today, through some training type of stuff that I've been doing in my household, right? And I'm going to share because I want us to understand that I like how Bishop always said, you will always resort back to whatever training you don't put yourself through. This is why Messiah was able to do 40 days, 40 nights, or Moses did 40 days, 40 nights twice with the Lord. Being with the Lord is different. If the most we can go is a week, maybe the consumption, right, of everything that's in our life is so strong and powerful that we only can go a few days without food. Very important. It's coming. And the enemy is going to use what? Food. He is going to use food to get us. He going to use money to get us, whatever the currency is. You can't buy nothing or sell nothing. You can't even sell yourself. You got to take this mark before. See how powerful this thing is? It's that thin line right there. All right. Verse 16. Then I said to the priest and all these people, this is what the Lord says. Do not listen to the prophets who say, very soon now the articles from the Lord's house will be brought back from Babylon. They prophesying foolishness, right? They are prophesying lies to you. Do not listen to them. Anybody noticing something going on here when God is trying to tell us, I am telling you the truth. Don't listen to nothing. What?
Says, regardless of their name, title.
Don't listen to nothing nobody else said. I'm telling you what I'm doing. If you listen to others, can they kind of shift your judgment and make it like, well, I heard it like this, but now I'm hearing this, and then you're trying to, can these things shift your judgment and the thought process that you have toward even the scriptures? Go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say that.
Close that person is to you.
That's right. This is why I say you should not have many what?
I couldn't hear you say that again, bro.
The Bible tells us not to have many what?
Teachers.
That's right. He said in the last days, people will what? Gather a great number of what around them?
Teachers.
To do what?
Teaching things that their itching ears want to hear.
To say the things that they want to hear. Does everybody want to hear that? Yes, a rapture is coming and we're going to get out of here.
Yep.
Yeah.
People we want to hear those things, right? We want to hear that God is going to like make a pilot on the airplane disappear while he's in the air and take down the whole plane just to save the one pilot. People like to hear those kind of things, right? Or God is going to take the Greyhound bus driver, like poof him out of here while he doing 75 on the highway. And we don't think like that, do we? Is that something that's being taught? God gonna crash all the planes for that one saved pilot. He's gonna crash all the school buses for the one saved bus driver. Yo, we have to keep stick. This is why I ask questions. I want us to know what's in the word. I want us to know how to rightly divide it. I want us to understand that God's processes and things like that. I want us to get it, because if we don't, logic, reason, sound good, all those kind of things will start to play a big role in your life. And what he actually says takes the back seat. All right. Let me see. I got a few more minutes. I wanted to go to one more place. Let me see if I got enough time. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go to it. So let's go over to Revelation, please, guys. Let's go to Revelation. And we're going to go to chapter 9. Somebody read 1 through 4.
Yeah, the fifth angel blew his trumpet, and I saw a star falling from heaven to earth, and was given the key to the shaft of the bottomless pit. He opened the shaft of the bottomless pit. From the shaft rose smoke, like the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened with the smoke from the shaft. Then from the smoke came locusts from the earth, and they were given power like the power of scorpions of the earth. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any green plant or any tree, but only those people who do not have the seal of God can afford it.
Ah, when the Antichrist come and he come down on the planet with all his little minions, right? What is the only thing during this particular time period is your protection? What's the only protection you have?
The seal.
The seal of God, right? How easy is it to get the seal of God?
Okay, so I was talking to a brother the other day, and he said it's simple but complex at the same time. So that's my answer.
How easy is it to get the? I know, right? It's a trick question. I'll put it like this: how hard is it to get the seal of God?
Extreme.
Hardest thing you ever do.
Bruh.
You know what? I'll describe it as my personal opinion. I think it is the simplest decision. It is the simplest decision to make and the hardest thing to do. Because it's just a decision. Are you gonna follow God or are you gonna go the other way? You know what I'm saying? The hardest thing is to put your mind to it and do what it takes for that commitment. It's like anything you commit to. The easiest thing to say, I'll commit to be an athlete, I'll commit to be a student, I want to go to medical school. Like that's the decision. That's the easy part. The hard part is actually following through and going through the journey that it takes to get through med school or etc.
Most definitely. Go ahead, Sister Angel.
I visualized the illustration the Bible gave us of the narrow road, and I see this road being on the cliff of a mountain, so narrow that like you got to step like 1 foot in front of the other in order to stay on this path, and that's how hard it is to be sealed and stay sealed.
Come on now. It is truly that. I love that because the Bible even says difficult. It's hard and difficult. The narrow road is hard and difficult. And only a few find it because it's so hard and it's so difficult. Go ahead, Raven.
Hey, Miss Angel just really opened up my eyes. Like that road is narrow and hard and difficult, but look how the world teaches and indoctrinates us. Easy, simple, comfortable.
Just confess Messiah.
But I'm just saying, like we've been taught to be comfortable, have a comfortable life, go to school, get your education, and make a good job, make a good salary. They told us that we ain't supposed to have no discomfort in our life, and if we do, then it means that we're below average. We're below the status quo. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly do believe, especially from the study, the system is the mark. To be dependent
the
on the
need,
system,
that's right.
Mark.
The need of the system, right?
That is the mark, bro.
That's right. Because your dependency lies on it. So the way it's set up is for you to need them forever. So if the goal is retirement, what does that encompass, everybody, in retirement? What does that look like? Is that people goals? Is that the majority of this nation's goal, retirement?
That's in your 401k for the rest of your life. You're dependent on them.
So if someone gets to retirement and all their retirement is taken away, have we seen that happen before? Like people retirement get taken away and stuff?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Yes, sir.
What happened when their retirement? What happened, y'all?
They go back into the system and work. They're 80 years old at Walmart, greeting you.
Yeah, back in the system.
So I could press a button and it's like I can trick you in a moment to, like, you gave me 40 years. I press a button and say everything shut down and the system is haywire. You got to go back to. I could do things like that to you, right? If I'm the evil man with the button. Is that making sense what I just said? So at any point, everything you're working for, I could press a button and restart you. Oh, I'm sorry, your 401k got lost. Whatever, right? And then everybody loses sanity. I'll put it like that. Everybody understanding where I'm really going with all this and what I'm saying. I want to make God big to us. I want to make trusting him big. I want to make like leaning on him big, having faith in him big, bigger than what you've been taught. Because or we've been taught, right? Bigger than what we've been taught, because if the goal is to get to a place where someone can fool you and press a button and make you restart for the rest of the 20, 30 years you got left, like, yo, that's an evil game. God would never do that. Abba will never do us like that. I cause him to lie down. I give him perfect peace. He will lie down green pastures, right? Perfect peace. He will be a tree that's like planted beside still waters. Like that's like for all of his days. I want to make God that big to us to where we don't take the mark of the beast because we're so entrenched in something that can press a button on us. They could press one person could press a button right now and be like, yo, it's martial law. Oh my goodness. Right? That can happen. It could be pressed right now. And it's like, yo, my trust, what was it in? Will I kick into gear now, or will I be stressed? Which one will I be? Will I be stressed, or will I kick into gear like, yes, thank you, Abba. What do you need me to do? What did Jesus say his food was when they thought he was hungry? Oh boy. What he say his food was?
I got bread if you know nothing else. We're talking about that spiritual food.
But what did he say his food was?
God.
The word.
Yeah, God, the word. Yeah, but what did he say it was? Doing what?
His Father's will.
That's right. Doing the will of the Father gives us food. Anybody ever been hungry? You start ministering, you ain't hungry no more? Anybody ever had that happen? You know, understand what I'm saying? You get drenched in and God get right. And you like, yo, I'm not even hungry no more. I'm good. I'm eating on the bread of life. I'm not even hungry. When do we get hungry?
Was our stomach hit after 6 o'clock?
No.
When we think about it.
Yes. Right. But when do we get hungry? Think about what I'm saying. Y'all know it's a difference between.
Take our eyes off of him.
That's right. Y'all know it's the difference between wanting something to eat and being hungry. There's a big difference.
Yeah. When you want something to eat, it means you're eating out of routine. When you need something to eat, it means you're empty.
The body will tell you when you're hungry.
I'm trying to make God so big that we eat off of him. Because that's what he meant. Drinking his, like eating his flesh, drink his blood. That's what he meant. That's right. We get hungry when we become distracted. When idle time hits in, downtime. I like that, Elisha. Downtime setting. If you're doing, remember he said the fast that he likes. Who remember what the fast included? That God said he likes the type of fast. Who remembered some of the things he said? Nobody remember the fast?
Like they don't show it publicly.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? Go ahead, JT, and then Maria.
That you don't like show it publicly, like the Pharisees did. Like
That's part of it. But what did he say he wanted us to do when we fasted?
oh, pray.
Wash your face.
Isaiah 58. Anybody remember it? True fasting. He wanted to break the what?
The yoke off others.
That's right. Set the oppressed free, breaking the yoke off others and things like that. So if you're fasting and that's your focus, do you know that you won't be hungry?
Yep.
If your focus is getting others to receive the seal of God, this is why Moses had the glory of God all on him. We reduce God's glory to like, I can feel the glory, or God's glory is so heavy in here. But did Moses physically have God's glory on him? Who else? Messiah? We got to go to the mountain. We got to go to the mountain and eat with the Lord. Going to the mountain and eating with the Lord is how we're going to become dependent on him and not have this need that's coming down our pipeline so fast. It's coming at a rapid rate. And I just think one day, very soon, we're going to all be like, yo, I wish I would have listened. I wish I would have. Y'all ever heard of stories that people have on their deathbed, the things that they wished? Y'all ever heard those kind of stories? They wish they would have.
Yep.
Do you know the best type of life to live?
No regret.
That's right. That's right there. No regrets. It's like every urge I had that God gave me to become free, I followed it. Every urge that God gave me to not be chained and shackles or something, I took it. And now I can lie down in peace and sleep until he comes back. The regret path is because the spirit has tried to urge you throughout life and you never hearken to it. The spirit is constantly trying to urge you. And then all of a sudden you're in famine. You're experiencing plagues. You're experiencing wrath. And it's going to be easy to say, man, go ahead. Look. Yeah. All right. We're going to start closing down here on YouTube and Facebook. This is our first series, the first part of the series, the boy who cried wolf. We got plenty more coming with this. It's so much more because there's so many stories of the men in the Bible who cried wolf until when?
That wolf showed up.
Until he showed up. That's right. So we crying wolf. Y'all okay with that? Y'all okay with crying wolf right now? Who okay with it? Let me see. So I can take a note. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Who okay with crying wolf right now? So I can take a screenshot and update. We're gonna be accountable for this. So all right, let's cry wolf. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Be okay with it. Let's go all the way out. He gonna let us sleep in peace.
Do I gotta have straps around my neck too? Though,
yeah. You got to put on every costume God tells you to put on. I'm telling you. Hey, the crazier you are to the world, the better. Didn't they say Jesus was a wild man, out of his mind, possessed, drunk, gluttonous? Didn't they say that about the Messiah? Huh? Didn't they say that about the Messiah? What they say about you? Oh, you are not. You're good, godly. You're a good, godly man. You're a good, godly woman. You shouldn't even want people to just say that about you. Like, man, he throwed. He off his rocker. Amen. And you watching people get set free while I'm off my rocker. That's how you should live your life. What's wrong with it? Nothing's wrong with that. You live your life to do the will of the Father. You go to the places the Father is sending you. You set that woman free, the Good Samaritan. You go help the Good Samaritan. You set the prostitute free by the well. You do all those things and be as crazy as you want to be and be okay with it. Because guess what? People are going to have an opinion one way or the other. And you better be okay being crazy, because being crazy makes you even more dependent on God. Anybody know that? Anybody done cried out to God because of how they was treated? Anybody know what that feels like to be cried to God because of how you were treated or mistreated? Next Bible study is Saturday at 11 a.m. Tomorrow we on spiritual boot camp. Y'all missing out on spiritual boot camp. If y'all look, y'all don't know, don't worry about it. We got a present for y'all coming later down the pipeline. Y'all should have been a part of spiritual boot camp this year. Just letting y'all know, y'all missing out. But Sister Angie, you got a question? All right, I'm gonna start shutting down YouTube and Facebook. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. This is our first part in The Boy Who Cried Wolf. There's many more coming. I just want us to understand, like, God is setting it up for us to, who's crying wolf right now, to be exonerated before him on that day. So it's okay to cry wolf to the world. Keep doing it. That being said, peace, grace, and love. Spend a lot of time with God, a little time with yourself. We out. All right, y'all. Be easy. Hey, guys.